So like I said, the whole office was in talks about Valentine's Day. All the females wanted to think about how they're going to be surprised by their man. I didn't participate in that conversation because, like I said, I wasn't used to that. So we're going about the day, and for some reason, that day was an extremely busy day. Normally, we'll get done with the day by like 4:15, not 4:15, by 4:45 ish. By 5 o'clock, we are done. But this particular day, it was 5:15 and we weren't done. We didn't finish until 5:30, and the doctor didn't like that. She did not like that at all. It irritated her so bad that she did not get out of there before 5 o'clock, that she got out of there 30 minutes later than 5 o'clock, that she put us all into the exam room to talk about what happened today. And she pulled us in that room. She's like, I just want to know, like what happened? Where was the ball dropped? Why is it 5:30 and we're still here? And in my mind, I'm just like, we was working up, we was moving. I don't understand like where the disconnect happened, because I'm just like, I thought everything was flowing. The doctor kind of slowed up a little bit at one point. We did have like 2 trouble patients. When I mean by trouble patients, those patients that's just like, you try to get the information out, they don't give you the information, but then it's like once the doctor get in, they give the doctor new information that they didn't give the tech, so the doctor now wants you to do a different test for them, so you got to go back in and do the test when they could have just gave the tech that information to begin with, and we wouldn't even be at this point. So we had like 2 of those patients. So I'm just sitting there like listening to the doctor just tell us how we need to do better, how we need to work more as a team. Just like, I see y'all are getting better with y'all refractions, this and that. And she looked at me, she was like, Kiana, I kind of need you to do a little better. And I looked at her, I'm like, what do you mean do a little better what? She was like, yeah, with your refractions, I need you to do a little better. I was like, my refractions? I'm like, are you sure you looking at my refractions? She's like, yeah, your refractions, they have been a little off. I'm like, I said, wait, with what patients? How do you notice my refractions? There's no way to put your names on it. So what do you mean my refractions? Like, it's off, but we'll work on it. But good job today, guys. I see that y'all are working hard. I'm gonna let y'all go because like I said, it's past 5:30 and we are still here. And then she dismissed. But in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. What you mean my refractions? I've been refracting for years. I refract for an ophthalmologist that was just like, that needed his refractions for cataract surgery and LASIK. And you telling me that my refractions are off when it's only 2 of us that knew how to refract from the jump and the others are learning? And there is no way for you to say, hey, this is Kiana's refraction, this is so-and-so's refraction. There is no way to determine the refraction that I did and didn't do. So it's just like, how do you know it was mine? And why did you single me out there? Like, what? But okay, I'm like, you know what? It's cool. It's okay. Everybody said she got a high turnaround. She's hard to work with. She's not going to break me. It's fine. I know I do my job. I know I do my job well. And she cannot tell me anything about my refraction that I'm doing it wrong, because no, I'm not doing it wrong. I know that I'm not doing it wrong. So I'm like, you know what? To come back all of that, I know what I'm going to do. So the next day when I went to work, when I was doing my refractions, I literally, in like the comment box under the refractions where you can put like little notes, I put refraction done by Kiana. Since the system ain't gonna track it, I'm like, this is my way of tracking it. So when she see that refraction, she gonna see that I did it and nobody else did it. So if there really is a problem, she knows this patient. Hey, this is the patient with the issue. Hey, Kiana did the refraction because it's right there in the notes. Refraction done by Kiana. I'm like, it's a way to cover my ass, because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Tell me why I ain't heard nothing about refractions all that day. And all it took for me to put refraction done by Kiana. Nothing. nothing. I'm just like, all right, so that's what I'm gonna do. That is how I'm gonna hold myself accountable. That's how I'm gonna keep a track on my refraction. So if she does say, oh, it was such and such patient, I can pull it up and be like, look, I ain't even do that patient, cause boom, it don't say refraction. Cool, we got that covered. So I started doing that. I started implementing that. So the day of Valentine's Day came around. When Valentine's Day came around, like I said, I wasn't excited about it. I hadn't been talking about it. Whatever. I wasn't expecting Marlon to do anything. So I was at work. Of course, all the women there, they was getting their balloons and their flowers and all this sent to the job. And I'm just like, oh, I'm low-key jealous. I ain't even gonna lie. Because I'll be a fool if I say I didn't like stuff like that. I love surprises. I love stuff like that. And to see other people getting it, and I knew I was gonna get it, it was kind of like one of those, like, I was a little jealous. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm like, that's what comes with it. That's what I've been dealing with. Whatever, move on. So lunchtime came around while I'm at a job. Marlon called me. I let him know I'm about to go out for lunch because I tried my best to only be in that office when I needed to be in the office. On my lunch break, we get an hour lunch break. I was always in my car. Always. Rarely did I stay in the break room. The only time that I stayed in the break room was when I was having issues with my car and it would not crank and I needed Marlon to come and crank up the car. I waited till after I got off work to call him to crank up the car. So I ate my lunch in the break room, hoping that nobody come there and try to talk to me. I know I was being antisocial. Don't know why, just was not feeling it. So I grabbed my phone because at that job, you are not allowed to have your phone on you. If they see you with your phone on you, you get written up and it's grounds for termination. So in the mornings, you put your phone in your bag. You can have your phone if you go in the break room. That's why everybody had like the smartwatches and stuff so they could see who's calling them stuff because you were not allowed to have your phone. So I grab my phone. I go outside to my car. When I get to my car, I open the door and there's a box of Forever Rocher chocolate, my favorite chocolate. A big old box of that with flowers. And then on my dash, there was a card and a chicken. A chicken holding the card up. I opened the card. It was a note written inside from Marlon, pretty much telling me Happy Valentine's Day and how much he loved me. And then he attached some money to it. He said it was for lunch money. It was $40. Like, here's your lunch money. And I was just so like, oh my God, this was a surprise. I was not expecting this to happen. And I had low-key forgot I gave him the spare key to my car. I did, because he never had to use my car. I forgot I gave him the spare key to my car. So that's how he was able to get into my car to put that stuff there. So I'm sitting up there and I'm like just blushing. I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, I got flowers. I got chocolate. Like somebody thought about me. Like this was sweet. So I'm just smiling, cheesing. I look down at my phone, Marlon's calling me. I answered. He was like, hey, what you doing? I was like, I'm on lunch break. You didn't have to do all this. And he was like, you like it? I was like, yeah, it's sweet. Like, I'm just cheesing. I'm sure he heard my cheesing through the phone because I was just like, oh my God, so sweet. And he was just like, ooh, look to your right. And I looked. He was right there. He was like, I got another surprise for you. I'm like, what? He was like, I'm about to tell you, I'm about to park. I'm about to come tell you. He parked his truck, came over to me, gave me a hug, and was just like, hey, I know you said that you and Darren didn't celebrate Valentine's Day, and you haven't been talking about Valentine's Day, anything like that, but I wanted to do something special for you to show you that I appreciate you. And this is my first time really actually being able to do something for somebody for Valentine's Day. You know, I never had a girlfriend in the States. So, yeah, how did I do? I was like, you did good. He was like, Jackson actually helped me pick out the chocolate because we was in Walmart and I had picked up the chocolates for me. And he was just like, oh, this is my mom's favorite chocolate. And I was like, well, gotta get it. I didn't know that was your favorite chocolate. We share the same favorite chocolate. I'm like, yes, that's the favorite chocolate. He was like, and I know you're not real big on roses. You like tulips. And in my mind, I'm like, You remember my favorite flower? It is tulips. I love me some tulips.